Remember calling the bursar and they were like, oh, well, you got to talk to whoever your new RD is going to be. If they will help you, then we will help. And I remember calling her, and she was a word that I won't say, but she was a jerk. Okay. She was not nice. And I don't know what was going on in that lady's life, but she was not helpful. Okay. So I'm going to tell you a time where I didn't realize how much like God was working in my life. And I feel like it took me so many years to like really actively understand how much he was working in my life. So if you know anything about me, you should already know that I put myself through undergrad, and it's one of my biggest accomplishments that I'm super proud of, but it was also probably one of the most hard times of my life. And like nobody really actually knew. I mean, nobody knew that I was going through, because I think every single time I was in front of somebody else, I just always had a big smile on my face. But in undergrad, I was almost kicked out of school twice because I couldn't pay the bill. And I don't think I've ever told anybody in my family this at all. You know, I think it was like freshman year going to sophomore year. Like nobody tells you these things, right? Like, hey, you lose a significant part of your financial aid package when you go into your sophomore year. Freshman year, they want you in. Sophomore year, not so much, right? They want you to pay everything. And I didn't know that. And so there was a huge difference in my freshman year bill to my sophomore year bill. And for some reason, I thought that you could pay all of it off in 4 years. And that's not the case at all. And so, you know, at the time, I didn't know what to do. It had came so abruptly. And at the time, my partner was like, here, I'll give you $1,500. You just pay me back. And so I was like, okay, like, why do you have $1,500? Are you a secret drug dealer? I don't know if I care. Give me the money. He was not a secret drug dealer. He was just really, really good at money. And so, yeah, he lent me that. And I was like, okay, cool. I made it another year. Sophomore year, by the end of it, I knew I wanted to be an RA. So I had applied, went through the interview process, got this amazing email. You have been selected. Yay, I'm so excited. I get to be an RA next year. I don't got to pay for housing. I get hit with this bill, and it's like $3,000. And I'm like, are you kidding me? I can't ask anybody for help. I can't ask my partner for help. He already helped me the first time. Why don't I know how to do finances? What is going on? Why is the number getting bigger every single year? And I remember calling the bursar and they were like, oh, well, you got to talk to whoever your new RD is going to be. If they will help you, then we will help. And I remember calling her, and she was a word that I won't say, but she was a jerk. Okay. She was not nice. And I don't know what was going on in that lady's life, but she was not helpful. Okay. At all. Okay. At all. And I hope that she's living a blessed life now. I hope that she is happy and she has some peace in her life. But at that moment in time, she could have kissed a lot more than what I'll say. So anyways, I remember calling her, and basically she was just like unreceptive. She just was not helpful at all. I had to go to a different RD who basically was like, oh my gosh, I will help you. I will keep your spot open for as long as I possibly can. And so I appreciated that. And then I went back to the bursar. I was able to talk to somebody in financial aid who like really held me down the whole entire summer. And I mean, like in that summer, I worked 7 days straight, the whole entire summer. I worked 7 days straight. I worked 2 jobs, and some days I was working 2 jobs on the same day just to be able to make $3,000 within 2 months and give it. And still lived a life, and I'm pretty sure I still had a social life, but like it was very minuscule. Like, I mean, I can only show my face for 5 minutes and then I have to go. And I remember paying off that last bit. I don't even think it was 2 months. I think I only got a month and a half to make up $3,000. And I did that in a month and a half, and I was able to pay it off. And then by junior year, I was back in it, full force on campus, as if I never had that problem. And then I ended up working 3 jobs on campus. I was an RA. I worked in the cafeteria, and I was a dog walker. Dog walker. And then after that, I ended up quitting the cafeteria job to then become, like, I was on some PR team for a Black ran agency, student ran agency on campus. And that ended up being my third job, right? So I was still a dog walker. I walked this like this golden lab that was like named Harper, and for 25 extra dollars, like, which to a college student, that was like 5 drinks for me. So you couldn't tell me nothing. But it's just so funny because I look back on it now and I'm like, one, I'm so happy that I was a hustler, but like, two, like I was like struggling financially, and like nobody knew. And it wasn't that nobody asked me if I needed money, right? It wasn't that, but in my brain and in my mind, I was like, I don't want $25. I don't want $50. You can't give me $3,000 right now and in this moment. I don't need that from you. You may as well just keep your money. And that was a lot of pride and arrogance. I feel like now if I was in that situation, I would probably, I don't know if I would be as blunt to ask for help, but I don't think I would turn down help. Even if it's $5, give me the $5. I need the $5, you know, just give it to me. But like back then I was like, so it was so much pride, and it was so much of like not wanting people to go into debt at all for me and on my behalf. You know, I don't want your check to go in the red because of $50 that Paula needs. And that wasn't the right way to look at it, because I needed my village. I needed people to help me, but I just didn't take the help. And then I built on my college career of like doing it on my own. And don't get me, and again, it's one of my greatest accomplishments because I really did have to put myself through school. But if I could do it again, I don't regret anything in it. Honestly, I probably wouldn't change anything. But, you know, for anybody who is listening, whether or not it's for college or it's just for anything, it's like, if you need help, take the help. But the biggest thing I take away from this is I'm incredibly blessed. I am incredibly grateful. And I show so much gratitude because on 2 different occasions, I could have gotten kicked out of school. I probably wouldn't be working in the career that I'm working in now, or maybe it would have taken me a lot longer. It would have taken me a lot longer to come up with my own business, whatever it is. But like sitting down and like not only remembering what I should be grateful for and the gratitude I should have, also helped re-spark that hustler in me to be like, yo, if Paula needs to go make $3,000 in a month and a half, she's gonna make $3,000 in a month and a half. Why? Because she got that dog in her. And I needed that reminder, because I was sitting here going like, woe is me. I just don't know what my next creative project is going to be. Like, I had this really successful at my business. It's in its first anniversary. I've had my LLC for a year, and like, what am I going to do next? I haven't had a client in a while. Totally forgetting that in my first 6 months of having my LLC, I made well over most part-time job workers' year salary. In 6 months. And if that's not a blessing, while also working a full-time career, like I'm working my full-time job, while also doing a side project for my client, while also launching my own creative video series, which I recorded. I went to each location, recorded each person, and then edited each video. So if I don't start walking in my purpose, like I'm gonna have a problem with myself. I'm gonna have to sit myself down and have a serious conversation. So yeah, I don't know who this will hopefully inspire. Maybe it won't inspire you. Maybe you'll just watch it and be like, okay, we don't care. And that's okay. Cause girl, I didn't care either. I just felt like I needed to get over this hump of feeling like I have to perfect every single video that I want to do. I have to perfect how I'm going to do the opening. I got to perfect how I'm going to look and all this other stuff. And it's just like, it's just me. So there it is. There you go. Peace, love, and chicken grease.